Guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about popcorn. I'm going to make this one very, very short because I already did a full-fledged video in the past about making popcorn at home. So I wanted to kind of give you little details on how to make homemade popcorn and make it really good at home. So basically, I'm going to just show you pictures and ingredients that you have at your house that you can use to make homemade popcorn, especially if you're a fan of the movie theater popcorn. So, if you don't want to drive all the way over to your local movie theater to get the popcorn, or you don't want to pay extra just to have it delivered to your house. So, anyways, um, first off, of course, the first thing you would need is, of course, popcorn kernels. You can get popcorn kernels anywhere from any store. You don't have to get the big, most expensive name brand popcorn kernels if you don't want to. You can get the cheapest, you can get the store brand. It doesn't matter because they all pop the same. One, in my opinion, is not better than the other, so you're good to go with just the normal, regular, cheapest. And of course, the rest of the stuff you actually already have in your house. And you don't need to get a popcorn specific maker or something extra just to make popcorn at home. So, other than the popcorn kernels, like I said, popcorn kernels are probably the only thing you would probably have to buy. And the first two ingredients besides the popcorn that you will need to get is oil. It doesn't matter what kind of oil you use as long as it's oil. And then, of course, the other ingredient you need besides the kernels and the oil is salt. Um, I know it may seem best to just salt your popcorn after the popcorn's cooked, and I've noticed in a lot of videos when they make popcorn at home, however they make it at home, they usually add the salt after they cook the popcorn, which, okay, whatever works for them. If that's what they like to do, then that's fine. But since I work at a movie theater, we add the salt with the oil and the kernels as we pop it. It just makes it a little bit more tastier, and it actually has the salt ratio, like salt to kernel to, like, it just tastes, it's more even, like it's all evenly coated and so on. So it just, so then that way you don't waste time after the popcorn is cooked to, shake some salt on there and then shake the bowl to get it incorporated and then taste, and then, oh my gosh, it's not enough salt, so you have to pour more salt and then shake the bowl again. And just, probably have to do that like 3 or 5 times just to get the salt even, when all you needed to do was add salt with the oil and the kernels as you cooked it, and it would have been more even. But the trick is with the salt when you put it on. Yes, we have regular table salt at home, but at the movie theater, we actually have this special salt. And again, you don't need special salt. The only reason, I'm going to tell you in a second why it's special, but what you could do with your regular table salt that you have at home is just pour some in your blender or your Ninja food processor or whatever, and just pulse it a few times to make it a powdered salt. So that's pretty much all it is that the popcorn that you get from the movie theater is that. And if it seems like it has the perfect amount of salt, it's because they use powdered salt. There's powdered sugar, right? So there's powdered salt. And so they put the powdered salt in with the oil and the kernels as they pop it. So you would want to, so then that way you don't have to buy an extra thing. You can just pour some of your regular everyday table salt into your blender or Food Ninja or whatever blender you have, and just pulse it down to a fine powder. So if you have an extra salt shaker lying around your house, that'd be great too, to put that, what I call popcorn salt into. So then that way, and of course mark that as popcorn salt if you like, or powdered salt, whatever you like to do. So then that way you don't confuse it with your regular everyday salt, unless you want to use it. Then that way it's a little bit more easier for you to use. But anyway, um if you don't have an extra, like, salt shaker, maybe have like a small container to put it in if you want, and then just save it for when you make popcorn. Me, I'm a popcorn person, so I at least have popcorn once a week, if that, maybe a little less than that. But my mom's not so much a popcorn person, but I am. But that is the special ingredient, is the popcorn salt or the powdered salt. But anyways, those three ingredients is all you need. Your everyday run of the mill oil and your everyday run of the mill table salt that you just powdered in and pulverize in your blender. And then of course kernels. So the best and easiest way to make it at home, like I said, you don't have to buy like a popcorn maker or anything popcorn specific other than maybe popcorn kernels if you don't have them. And that you could cook the popcorn in your pots, and any of the pots that you have at home. Like it could be just, the one that you cook your sketty noodles in, or your chili in, or something. Um, and if the pot has a matching lid, great. If it does not have a matching lid, that's fine too, because you can have a makeshift lid. So, anyways, grab the pot, and then, of course, I would say roughly about 1 to 3 tablespoon, or yeah, tablespoons of oil into the pot, and then I would say 1 to 3 teaspoons of the powdered salt, and then about, I would say, no more than a half cup of the kernels, and that would probably get you about 3 to 4 servings, for 3 to 4 people. It can make quite a bit. Um, a half cup of kernels can make quite a lot. So, anyways, I would, like I said, 1 to 3 tablespoons of the oil, 1 to 3 teaspoons of the powdered salt, and about a half a cup of the kernels. And you got yourself a great amount of popcorn that's homemade. And so if the pot has a matching lid, great, because that will make it a little bit easier for you. But I'm making it sound like it's really hard when it's not. But if you have a pot that does not have a lid, I usually use one of our dinner plates. It's one of those thick, like really, really good thick dinner plates that I know will not shatter. I know a lot of people will, why are you using your dinner plate? It's glass. It's not really glass. What kind of glass is that? It's like a, I can't remember what kind of glass, but it's a heat resistant glass, so it'll be fine. But if you're too worried about one of your precious dinner plates exploding, then just use aluminum foil. So if you don't have a matching lid with your pot, just use aluminum foil. So most of the matching pots, and I'll list a picture here with a pot with a matching lid to show you, that has a hole in it. And it's not a big hole, it's just a tiny little hole. And that hole is to help with steam to escape, because you don't want to have steam in with the popcorn, because it will make the popcorn soggy and not as crunchy and crispy that you know popcorn to be. And then if you use the aluminum foil, then grab a fork or a knife, and then just kind of do a couple slashes or stabs, and to make a couple of holes in the aluminum foil to again allow the popcorn to have steam to escape. And then the lid is just to make sure that none of the kernels pop out and hit you in the eye. But anyways, doing that is so great. It's so super easy. Pour the kernels, oil, and salt in the pot, put the lid on, and I would say cook it on to about medium high heat. And as you hear the popcorn kernels popping, like popping profusely, like a lot, grab the pot and stir it around. Like, no, I'm not saying take the lid off and stir it with a utensil or anything. I'm just saying lift the pot by the handles, and shake it. Shake the pot around, because then that will allow the kernels to be able to not burn, because no one likes the taste or smell of burnt popcorn. It's just so then that way the kernels don't burn. So as the popcorn is popping very, very loudly and a lot, move and shake that pot around. And then, of course, once it's done, it'll be about 2 to 3 seconds in between popping. Then you could take it off the heat, turn off the stove, and then pour it into your popcorn bowl and then enjoy. You can also melt some butter and drizzle some butter on top, but me personally, I don't necessarily, I love, don't get me wrong, I love butter and melted butter and all that, but um I find that if, especially if you're in a rush and you really want to eat the popcorn because you smell the popcorn, it smells so good, you want to eat it, so you quickly melt some butter and you quickly pour it over the popcorn. As you will see, if you do that, it will kind of make the popcorn be all mushy and soggy, and you'll see a big whole bowl of popcorn and then it'll disintegrate. And like when you had a big bowl of popcorn, now it's half that size because you poured that melted butter on top. So, anyways, I suggest either letting that melted butter cool off a little bit, not enough for it to like congeal back up into butter, but enough to where it really won't make your popcorn be soggy and not crispy. And then on top of that, another suggestion that I do, like, because as you know, as you go to the movie theater and they ask, do you want butter on your popcorn? And you say yes, you see the butter that comes out of the dispenser. That's not real butter. If you think that's real butter, then you're crazy. So if it's not real butter, then why not just use something along the lines that looks and tastes like butter, and then your your mind doesn't, your mind doesn't know any better. So I suggest what I do if I want the extra butter taste, I just simply grab some more oil and just drizzle some oil on top of the popcorn after it's done cooking. The butter or the oil actually insanely tells your mind it's like butter. Like for some reason, oil has like a butter taste. Like just use oil as a butter substitute. Your mind will think it's butter and it'll taste like butter, etc. And and I'm not saying ours is the exact same, but the oil that we use to cook the popcorn in is pretty much the same or similar to the topping that we put on the popcorn as butter. So, anyways, I'm also going to be putting some ingredients that you can buy if you choose to make it even more like butter popcorn from the movie theater. So, and I'm also going to just put in different ingredients you can buy if you want to, test out and try different recipes and so on. So I hope that you enjoyed your day. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.